The must-have fashion accessory of 2020 is most definitely the mask, and trendsetters have been sharing their fun and fashionable face coverings all over social media. Joining me now is Alex Thom, who is a little bit of a lot of things. A single mom, first and foremost, a writer and blogger at idon'tblog.ca, a project manager at a boutique graphic design agency, and the owner of Clippo Masks, a company started at a very grassroots level to help as many people as possible be safe, but has recently seen explosive growth. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Thank you.
I am loving your mask. I'm following along on social. But the reason I invited you on the show is because I saw you post something about you hiring a group of women and you were paying them $18 an hour, which is incredible.
Yeah, so I started sewing masks at the beginning of the pandemic. I had an old sewing machine sitting here because I ran a company that made kids accessories years ago, and I shut it down. And then when everybody needed a mask, I started making these little fabric face coverings and donating them. And it was very rewarding. But as things go and time moves along, people started asking me to sell them. And so I bought some cute fabrics and started making them at home. It's not sustainable to be working 20-hour days. So I put a call out locally and I was able to find a whole pile of really amazing sewists, women that are in the Durham region and able to work on the sewing of these awesome face masks.
I know. And that's what I love about them is that your sense of humor in general is very cheeky, and you've carried that over to the masks, which is, and you call them mouthy masks.
Masks. That's right. I mean, some of them are a little less safe for work than these. This is actually one of my favorite ones, our Be Kind mask. Some of them have swear words on them and other images that my mom doesn't really approve of. But I figure if you're going to wear a mask, you might as well make it fun.
And you might as well show your personality with that, right?
Yeah. So we do them in limited runs of fabric too, and all of our fabrics are independent artist designed and imported from the US actually. So it helps an artist on the other side, and then it's not a mass produced mask. So you're getting something that you're probably not going to run into 10 people on the street that are wearing the same one.
So I want to highlight something else you're doing because I think this is incredible as well. You just recently did a mask for Black Lives Matter, and
right.
in return you donated to Black Lives Matter. So you're doing this with a number of charities, correct?
That's right. So the artist that designed that, and her name is escaping me right now, she had designed it, and she's a Black artist in the US, and she also has a vibrant graphic design business that I'm going to have to get to you. But she so that she benefits her, and then we made a donation of $5 from every one of those patterns sold to Black Lives Matters Toronto. To help the local chapter. So that's one of the biggest things with Clippo Masks, is that I would really like for it to be a benefit to other organizations and other groups that need it and other charities, so that we can give back as well. So we're not just helping people protect themselves, we're also feeding back into those economies that need a little bit of a boost, especially right now when donations are so down and groups need help.
Yeah. And I think too, the fun thing about your story is that, I've been doing a lot of these interviews and really hearing about the impact on women. And it's really good to see a female-led business employing females with, a great income, and also that gives back. I mean, this is really just a nice full circle business that you've kicked off here.
I'm really proud of it, and I'm really proud of the women that do the work for me. I felt that there's a lot of small work that can be found, and none of it's going to pay the bills. So it was very important that if you're going to sit down and you're going to sew a mask for me, that I do pay piecework, but I ask every employee. I know how many I can do in an hour. I ask every employee to time themselves as well to ensure that they're never making anything less than $18 an hour. Many are making a whole lot more. I'm a really slow sewer. So if you can sew, up to the standard of what we want to sell, and you're faster, then all the more power to you. So it's very important to me that I give somebody some meaningful work that's also flexible. They don't need to come over to my house. I drop all the materials off for them, and they can complete the work on their own schedule.
So were you surprised by how quickly this business grew? I mean, I know that you had Clippo before, but then when you restarted it, were you surprised by how quickly it took off?
I was very surprised. I thought that I could sew a few masks every night and everything would be great. I am weeks behind. So I was playing catch up constantly. It's amazing. And I feel very honored. I'm really proud of the work that we're doing, and we're constantly making the masks that we have better. So that at the beginning, I just had this flat mask that was sort of one size. And then feedback from my customers, who are all very patient and really willing to give me feedback as well. We developed another prototype. And so then they were different pleats, and now we have adjustable nose pieces, because I found that for myself, my glasses were fogging up constantly. And then we also have ones that have adjustable ear bands, because we're finding not everybody's face obviously is the same structure. So it's just a constant improvement. And if it wasn't for all of these people giving me awesome feedback, and I don't know, it's just such an honor, really.
Wonderful. So if people want to buy these masks, where can they find you?
For right now, we are on Facebook at facebook.com/Clippo Masks. And you can find us on Instagram at Clippo Masks as well. I also have an e-commerce site that will launch at some point before the end of the year, but that's not up and running yet. So for now, that just on the 2 social sites, and then they can email clippomasks@gmail.com with any questions too. The full range of patterns is on the Facebook page, and they do change frequently. So we have a lot of people that will come in and buy up a pattern and then wait for the next release, which is kind of fun too.
Okay, incredible. Well, we're going to put all that up on the video that goes out on social. And thanks so much for joining me today, Alex.
So happy. Thank you so much for having me.